Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, as we read letters from the voyages of St. Frances Cabrini as she traveled around the Western Hemisphere sharing the good news of Christ. Welcome, Catholic pilgrims, to a beautiful day at sea with Mother Cabrini. In our reading for today, it is September 8th, 1899, and September 8th is the day that we celebrate Mary's birthday. And this got me thinking, why this day? So I went to look it up. Obviously, other people have asked this question. The question that a lot of people asked are, how did we get the dates for Mary's birth, September 8th, and her Immaculate Conception, which is December 8th? So reading from Catholic Answers, they say, quote, "There is evidence of Christians celebrating the feast of Mary's birth in the 6th century and of Christians celebrating the conception of Mary in the 7th century. That would imply that the feast of Mary's birth came first. Also, the fact that many of the Eastern Orthodox celebrate the feast of Mary's birth on September 8th leads to the probability that the date is of ancient origin, though the Coptic and Ethiopian Orthodox celebrate it on May 9th. It should be noted that originally the Feast of the Conception of Mary did not reference the Immaculate Conception. It was simply a feast of her conception. It was not until Pope Pius IX's dogmatic definition on December 8, 1854, of the Immaculate Conception that the name and focus of the feast were changed. We don't know why the dates of September 8th and December 8th were chosen for their respective feast days, though the historical evidence does seem to imply that the feast of Mary's birth was first celebrated on September 8th, and that dates for the feast of her conception were calculated backward from that date. So from September 8th, count back 9 months, you get December 8th. So anyway, I just thought that would be interesting going into today's reading. With all of that, let's hear about Mary from Mother Cabrini by opening to page 244. September 8th. Beautiful, tranquil, and gorgeous is the morning. It is the birthday of her who, with Jesus, forms the great joy of heaven and the happiness of their children on earth. Happy are those who love Mary. What goodness, what tenderness does not this blessed mother show us? Her thoughts are all for us, whom she calls her children, and we are hers in a special manner, for she is the foundress of our institute, and it is through the goodness of this divine mother that we are the missionaries of the Sacred Heart. Our Mother of Grace has us written on her virginal breast. Often looking down upon us, she delights in us and is pleased because she sees in us the image of her beloved Son. With greater joy, she looks on us when we are faithful to our holy vocation and seek to closely imitate her celestial virtues. She rejoices when we love much and work much for him. For the love of Jesus is an ocean of unending light, and when it lives in us, it renders us as beautiful as the angels. In order to be faithful and constant in divine love, let us try to remain always under the mantle of our most tender mother. She is the dove of paradise, and in her conception crushed the head of our infernal and deceitful enemy. Look upon Mary and imitate her. Having corresponded faithfully with grace, she arrived at such a sublime degree of perfection that she became the most wonderful prodigy of celestial virtue and surpassed in sanctity all the angels and saints. Oh, dear Mother, on this beautiful day you seem to show forth in a most particular manner your beauty, your purity, and your sanctity. Turn towards us your most loving eyes, which give joy to heaven and consolation to the earth. Shower upon us thy blessings, the most beautiful flowers of thy most precious virtues, that, under thy protection, thy children may preserve themselves and grow beautiful, odoriferous, with celestial perfume, and merit to be one day transplanted into heaven, where they will be with thee a pleasing incense to the most holy heart of Jesus. I take up my pen again now, and it is 3 p.m. I wish you could only see the blue of the sky and how vividly the sea reflects it, just as if the sea were the sky itself. The vast horizon gives us an idea of the vast sovereignty of our celestial Queen and most loving Mother. But what have I said? The vastness of the immense seas vanish. The splendors of the sky are eclipsed, and the richness of the earth disappears before the splendor of our celestial Queen. Ficit mihi magna qui potens es. He who is powerful has done great things for me. Yes, God has done great things in our mother because she was faithful to the grace that he invested her with. What happiness is ours to have such a mother as the foundress of our institute. Yes, she did found it because whilst I was wavering, not knowing whether God wanted this work, so many others were also praying to the Virgin of Grace. I also prayed to her, and after many prayers, Bishop Galmini commanded me to act. Bishop Bersani, with his sweet character, induced me to obey without delay the command I had received, and Monsignor Sarati helped me with great fervor and energy, so that I found myself so implicated in the work that I could not withdraw. From our Holy Mother Mary came forth the Institute of the Missionaries of the Sacred Heart. She is, therefore, our mother. What have we to fear? That's all for today, Catholic Pilgrims. Tomorrow will be the end of the voyage, and that means I will give my reflection. Until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.